Welcome back to Can Baki Hanma Win Total Drama. This will be continuing the saga from island to action. Today we answer the pertinent question, can Baki the Grappler conquer total drama action? Things are going to be drastically different this season, starting right from the prologue. The season kicks off in Tokugawa's office, where Chris McLean arrives expecting to pick up the finalized cast list of 14 contestants. However, Tokugawa reveals a major complication. Baki has refused to join the cast. Chris is baffled by this, pointing out that he even allowed Baki's friends to receive world-class training during the break. Harold trained with Shibukawa, Tyler with Hanayama, and DJ with the legendary Kaio Retsu. Even though Evo refused her invitation, 3 out of 4 isn't bad. Tokugawa explains that Baki's refusal stems from pure greed. The young fighter wants to fight everyone to see how much they have improved, and he won't sign the contract unless every single contestant from the previous season is brought back. Realizing he can't have the show without a star attraction, Chris caves. He decides to scrap his planned non-elimination episodes to accommodate the massive cast, reasoning that if Baki wants a war, he'll give him one. Tokugawa is delighted and assures Chris that the financial aspect is covered, telling him to go out there and make this season even bigger than the last. When the cast finally arrives, the effects of the off-season training are immediately apparent. Tyler and Harold bond instantly over their new skills, leading to a friendly spar where Tyler throws a punch only for Harold to expertly use Tyler's momentum to throw him to the ground. Duncan watches in shock but remains skeptical, challenging Harold to try that move on him. Harold invites the attack, but Duncan, relying on street smarts rather than martial arts, simply kicks Harold in the nether region before he can even take a stance, quipping that he isn't stupid enough to play by Harold's rules. Meanwhile, Baki catches up with DJ to ask about his training with Kaio Retsu. DJ beams in delight, saying it was amazing because Retsu was a huge help in the kitchen and got along famously with his mama. This leaves Baki wondering if DJ actually learned any combat techniques or just new recipes. Baki also tries to speak to Eva, who stubbornly insists that technique is meaningless compared to raw strength. When Baki reminds her that he easily defeated her in episode 15 of the last season, she dismisses it, claiming he only won because he didn't face her head on. As the first challenge begins, events play out nearly identical to the original timeline. Baki intentionally allows himself to be captured by the monster to simply admire the view from high up. Owen ultimately wins the reward, but the stage is set for a much more volatile season. The competition officially kicks off with the Alien Movie Challenge. The goal is simple: navigate the film lot maze, find an alien egg, and get it to the drop-off zone without getting shot by Chef's paintball gun. For most of the campers, this is terrifying and people are running hoping to win the challenge, but instead of rushing for the eggs, Baki treats the maze like a stealth training ground. He spends the majority of the challenge jump scaring the other contestants and vanishing into the shadows before Chef can even get a beat on him. In confessional, Chef looks genuinely rattled. He admits that Baki moving that fast brings back bad memories. He mentions his time in the military and a classified mission involving a man with a demon back. He says, "That boy moves just like him. It ain't right, man." The highlight of the challenge, however, comes from DJ. As he's cornered by Chef, instinct takes over. He pulls out a ladle he had hidden in his back pocket, a habit from cooking with Retsu, and in a blur of motion catches the high-velocity paintball in the cup of the ladle before flinging it back. The return shot hits Chef square in the chest, knocking the large man to the ground. DJ stands there, surprised by his own capability, before grabbing an egg and sprinting to safety. Thanks to this feat, Gwen and DJ win immunity. At the Gilded Chris ceremony, the vote doesn't go to a physical threat like Baki or a schemer like Duncan, it goes to Jeff and Bridget. In canon, their constant making out annoyed the cast enough to boot them first, even over huge threats like Heather, Duncan, or Lashana. It's fair to say things don't change here. The season takes a dramatic turn in episode 3 when Chris announces that the cast will be split into 4 teams led by the top performers of the previous season: DJ, Izzy, Baki, and Harold. DJ selects his team based on a mix of strength and loyalty, picking Duncan, Trent, Gwen, and Cody, creating a well-rounded, insane squad. Izzy, in her manic energy, allows Owen to make her picks for her, resulting in a dysfunctional group consisting of Owen, Noah, Courtney, and Justin. Harold, looking to build a kingdom, selects his queen Lashana, who shrewdly drafts Heather as a human shield, rounding out the team with Beth and Sadie. Baki drafts his team with a specific goal in mind: unlocking potential. He selects Tyler, who is grateful for the recognition, followed by Lindsay, Eva, and finally Katie. When Katie begins to cry about being separated from Sadie, Baki offers a terrifyingly intense encouragement, promising her that by the time she sees Sadie again, she will have improved majorly. This leaves Katie wondering exactly what kind of hellish training regime awaits her. The first challenge for these new teams is to set up a film set and perform a scene that evokes genuine emotion from Chef. Baki's team struggles initially due to Tyler's clumsiness and Katie's depression, but Baki salvages the performance. Channeling the intimidating aura of the Hanma bloodline, he delivers delivers a monologue so intense and tragic that he psychologically manipulates Chef into tears, much like his father Yujiro can force compliance through fear. On DJ's team, Chef attempts to bully DJ into an alliance, but when he grabs DJ's shoulders, DJ's Retsu reflexes kick in again, and he instinctively executes a perfect judo flip, slamming Chef into the ground. Although DJ refused, the raw display of emotion from Duncan secures their safety. Between the performances, Izzy's team lands in last place. While Courtney seems like the obvious boot due to her complaining, Justin makes a silent but deadly power play. He realizes that Izzy is too chaotic to be a reliable leader. Appealing to Noah's intellect and Courtney's desire for order, he orchestrates a blindside against his own captain. Izzy is voted out of her own team, but as she takes the limousine, she warns them that this was only the dress rehearsal and that Explosivo will return. Justin is satisfied that he has successfully seized control of the team. The morning begins with a display of discipline that sets the tone for the new team dynamics. Baki leads his team, Tyler, Lindsay, and Katie, through a rigorous session of dynamic stretching. While the others struggle to keep up with his flexibility, they are trying their hardest to learn. Baki invites Eva to join the circle, noting that preventing injury is efficient, but Eva scoffs at the offer. She calls him a weirdo and insists that stretching is a waste of time for someone who defeats everything in one punch like her. Baki wouldn't argue. If Eva wants to tear her hamstring, that's her own prerogative. The tension shifts from physical training to social awkwardness as the day progresses. The strange behavior between Gwen and Trent continues to escalate, with Trent obsessively counting things and acting possessive. Unlike the others who awkwardly ignore it, Baki confronts Trent directly, telling him he needs to chill out because he is being creepy. Trent tries to defend himself, claiming Gwen likes his weirdness, but Baki bluntly corrects him. She likes quirky, not the stalker vibe Trent is putting out right now. Offended, Trent snaps back, asking if Baki knows what's actually creepy. A high schooler whose father is the world's strongest creature. He asks if Baki realizes that nobody feels safe around him. Baki's expression darkens slightly and he calmly agrees, admitting that for someone like Trent, he is dangerous. Trent, blinded by anger, lunges to attack Baki, but DJ intercepts him instantly. DJ traps Trent in a bear hug and drags him back. Chris interrupts the near brawl to announce the challenge, which is divided into 3 elimination rounds. The first round is a surfing contest where contestants must dodge projectiles. Baki dominates this effortlessly, his balance impeccable due to his martial arts stance. Upon winning immunity for his team, Baki publicly dedicates the victory to Trent and his creepiness. This sends Trent into a blind rage, but Baki reveals in the confessional that this was a calculated move. He knows that Trent being angry at him is safer for Gwen than Trent being obsessively in love with her. He is playing the villain to break Trent's fixation and hopefully bring him back to a team mindset. With Baki's team safe, the remaining teams move to the sandcastle building challenge. Team Owen, formerly Team Izzy, completely collapses. Owen is depressed about Izzy's elimination, Noah's apathetic, and Justin is useless, leaving Courtney to micromanage a project that ultimately crumbles under her ambition. On Team DJ, the friction reaches a breaking point. Gwen and Duncan go off on their own, causing Trent to seethe with jealousy and refuse to help. This leaves an opening for Team Harold, who work efficiently to win the round, securing their safety. This leaves Team Owen and Team DJ to face off in the final dance challenge. Before it begins, Trent corners Gwen and gives her an ultimatum. It's him or Duncan. Gwen freezes, hating the position he is putting her in. Realizing he needs to force her hand, Trent intentionally sabotages the challenge, pretending to get hurt dancing to lose and force a vote. At the elimination ceremony, the lines are drawn. Cody and Trent vote for Duncan to save the team vibes, while DJ and Duncan vote for Trent for sabotaging the challenge. It all comes down to Gwen. Resenting that Trent tried to manipulate her into a choice, she casts the deciding vote against him. As Trent takes the walk of shame, he screams back to Gwen, instantly regretting the chaotic choices that led to his exit. The fallout from Trent's elimination hangs heavy over Team DJ as episode 5 begins. Gwen is riddled with guilt, feeling responsible for Trent's spiral, but Duncan steps in to reassure her. He insists that the guy was weird and would have dragged her down eventually. DJ backs him up, noting that while he hates to speak ill of people, Trent gave her an unfair ultimatum. That's not cool. While the heavy hitters bond, Cody is watching from afar, anxiously calculating his odds. He realizes with Trent gone, the team dynamic has shifted from friendship to pure utility. As the physically weakest member remaining, he knows he is the next logical boot unless he steps up. The challenge is the Western-themed challenge, where contestants must jump from a high diving board and land safely on a horse. Team DJ proves their competency immediately. Duncan and Cody stick the landing, but the real surprise is DJ, utilizing the meditation techniques he learned from Kaio Retsu. DJ mentally transports himself to his happy place, his kitchen, allowing him to suppress his fear and land perfectly. On Team Owen, the results are mixed. Owen and Courtney succeed, but Justin and Noah refuse to risk their faces and limbs, sending Courtney into a rage. Team Baki dominates as as usual, with Baki, Eva, Lindsay, and Katie all landing safely. However, a small gesture sparks massive drama. Lindsay gently takes Katie's hand to lead her off onto the horse, mirroring the exact way Sadie and Katie used to interact. From the sidelines, Sadie witnesses Lindsay and Katie's interaction and snaps, feeling utterly betrayed. Tyler attempts to jump but misses the horse entirely, reminding everyone that Baki's training hasn't fixed his clumsiness quite yet. Meanwhile, on Team Harold, only Harold and Beth manage to land. This means Team Baki and Team DJ win immunity, leaving Team Owen and Team Harold to face off in the second round, a cattle roping challenge. Heather, seeing an opportunity to shake up the game, intentionally sabotages her team, throwing the challenge to ensure they get caught by Team Owen's lasso so she can force a vote. In the aftermath of the loss, Heather approaches the weeping Sadie, offering herself as a replacement best friend. While Sadie embraces her, Heather internally grimaces, thinking this alliance is a mistake. Heather tells Sadie that crying time is over. If they want to survive, they have to break up the power couple by getting Beth on their side. Sadie approaches Beth with a logical pitch. Harold and Lashana will always protect each other, meaning the rest of them are expendable. She argues that they can eliminate Heather at any time, but this is their only chance to blindside Lashana. Beth would ultimately agree, and in a shocking 3-2 vote, Lashana is eliminated. On her way out, she warns Harold to watch his back because Heather has poisoned the team. Harold is devastated by the loss of his queen and retreats to the trailers, feeling he has failed as a leader. Baki finds him there and offers a harsh but necessary lesson. He tells Harold that hitting rock bottom is good. He has learned a lesson that cost some martial artists their lives. Now he must rebuild. Harold recognizes the philosophy. He must observe and use their force against them. However, Harold admits all he feels right now is a desire to attack. Baki reminds him that he was chosen for Shibukawa's training not because he was weak, but because he possesses the patience and intelligence to know when to strike. Duncan interrupts, demanding to know why Baki arranged training for a nerd like Harold but not for him. Baki looks Duncan in the eye and delivers a cold shutdown. He has nothing to offer Duncan until the delinquent learns the meaning of humility. The tension ramps up immediately with the prison break challenge, beginning with a stomach-churning eating contest. The matches are set: Team DJ versus Team Owen and Team Baki versus Team Harold. The goal is simple: keep the disgusting prison slop down, but the execution goes sideways for Team DJ thanks to DJ's own integrity. DJ, tasked with preparing the disgusting meal for Justin, finds that his pride as a chef won't allow him to serve garbage. He inadvertently seasons and cooks it to perfection, allowing Justin, who was initially terrified of ruining his physique, to devour the meal with ease. Owen and Noah are stunned, with Noah remarking that Justin is quite the glutton when the food is actually edible. This loss sparks immediate conflict on Team DJ. Duncan explodes, blaming the loss on the meal being ruined, to which DJ counters that Duncan tried to force disgusting ingredients into it. Gwen jumps in to defend the logic of the challenge, but before the team implodes, Cody steps up, surprisingly asserting authority. He tells them to stop arguing because the challenge isn't over yet. Duncan, shocked by the backbone Cody is showing, actually backs down, agreeing to focus on the next round. The second matchup features heavy strategic maneuvering. On Team Baki, Baki asks for nominations on who to target. While Eva suggests Harold because she views him as physically weak, Tyler intervenes with a surprisingly astute observation. Harold likely learned mental fortitude from his martial arts training, just like DJ did. Tyler suggests targeting Sadie instead. Baki praises Tyler for the insight and agrees. Eva would ask why he even asked if he knew who he wanted, being bitter about the rejection. On the opposing side, Heather and Harold agree to target Katie, knowing she is the emotional weak link compared to Baki, Eva, or Tyler. When Sadie and Katie are locked in the cages to eat, the psychological warfare begins. Sadie, manipulated by Heather's whispers, tells Katie that Team Baki isn't her friend and that they are trying to tear them apart. Katie denies this, weeping that Sadie doesn't understand how good her team has been to her, but the pressure is too much. Harold added a particularly nasty ingredient to Katie's bowl, causing her to vomit while Sadie wolfs hers down in a fit of desperate rage to prove herself right. Lindsay tries to defend Katie, saying she can have two best friends, but Heather stokes the fire, telling Sadie she was replaced. Sadie snaps, telling Katie to stuff it and declaring them BFFLs no longer. With Team Harold and Team Owen winning the first part, the physical portion begins, pushing laundry carts through a mud course. Baki assigns Eva to push their carts, confident in her strength. She finds herself neck and neck with DJ. However, Eva's inability to control her temper costs her again. Instead of focusing on the race, she tries to punch DJ while running. DJ, utilizing the evasion skills he mastered under Kyoretsu, simply dodges out of the way. The momentum sends Eva face first into the mud, allowing DJ to secure the lead. This leads to the final stage, digging a tunnel to freedom. Team DJ has a massive advantage with a shovel and the sudden appearance of Izzy, who knows the prison grounds. Meanwhile, Team Baki is stuck digging with spoons. Eva wastes time trying to justify her loss to DJ, unable to accept that she was outplayed, while Katie is too depressed to work. Baki tries to tell Eva that self-reflection is good, but now is the time to dig. Ultimately, Team DJ breaks out first thanks to Izzy leading them. In a bizarre twist, Izzy decides she doesn't want to join the winning team. She tells DJ that his team is boring and blames him for it since he created it, deciding instead to join Team Baki where the chaos is. Chris is about to disallow it, but Tokugawa calls in, delighted by Izzy's unpredictability, and orders Chris to let her stay. Team Baki still loses the challenge due to their slow digging, sending them to elimination. In a somber ceremony, Katie volunteers to go home. Eva is shocked, demanding to know why they aren't voting off the weak link, aka herself, but Baki silences her. He explains that Katie requested this and they will honor a warrior's sacrifice. Katie reveals she has lost the will to compete now that Sadie has rejected her, even with the team's support. Lindsay hugs her goodbye, but the tragedy is misunderstood by one person. Watching from a distance, Sadie retreats to the confessional, convinced that Team Baki bullied Katie into quitting. She vows to avenge her fallen friend and make all 5 of them suffer, unaware that she is the architect of her own misery. Episode 8 brings us to the medical challenge. In the original timeline, the hysteria was triggered by simple deception, but here it begins with a terrifying display of biological control. Baki, perhaps bored or simply wanting to test the survival instincts of his competitors, decides to simulate a deadly pathogen. Utilizing his ability to manipulate his own endorphins and body temperature, Baki voluntarily induces fever symptoms. Izzy, thriving on the chaos and sensing an opportunity for a new game, immediately plays along, speaking in tongues. This performance convinces nearly everyone that a legitimate plague has hit the set, sending the cast into a spiral of paranoia. However, 2 people remain entirely unaffected by the mass hysteria. Duncan, with his cynical street smarts, refuses to believe the hype, viewing it as another Chris McClane mind game. But the true standout is DJ. While everyone else are losing their minds, DJ utilizes the high-level mental fortification techniques taught to him by Kyoretsu. By disassociating from the current reality and anchoring his mind in a place of comfort, DJ becomes immune to the psychological pressure of the disease. With DJ focused and Duncan keeping a cool head, Team DJ operates like a well-oiled machine during the medical courses, easily winning immunity while the other team collapses under the weight of their own panic. As the winners, Chris announces a special reward, a visit from a loved one. The team unanimously decides to give the reward to DJ, Gwen and Cody pointing out that DJ is the heart and soul of the team, the one who keeps them fed and safe. Duncan would agree, knowing that keeping DJ happy is their best strategic move. DJ is moved to tears by the gesture, thanking them earnestly before rushing into the limousine where he'd have a night with a visitor, expecting a warm hug and a home-cooked meal from his mama. But when DJ enters the limo, the atmosphere shifts instantly from heartwarming to ominous. Instead of his mother sitting in the chair with perfect posture is the Kempo master, Kyoretsu. DJ freezes, his smile dropping as he asks where his mama is. Retsu stands slowly, his face is grave, and tells DJ that they need to talk, and that he might not like what he has to say. The episode ends on this heavy cliffhanger, signaling that the outside world is about to crash into the competition in a major way. But that's where things will wrap up for part 1. Who do you think will be remaining at the end of pre-merge, and what do you think about the concepts introduced? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and until next time, have the day you deserve.